BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland-Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Really tough today. I mean, I know playing Marketa is always going to be a battle, especially I know we hadn't played on clay before, but I know that she has had really good results here. So was thinking it was going to be really tricky, and it definitely was. It's also super humid today, so felt like it was just a really tough match physically and mentally.
Hi Jessica, and congratulations. Two different questions. How much did your victory in Charleston give you confidence in your abilities on clay? And separately, would you say that you sometimes suffer from the comparison with Coco and Madison and their achievements?
The first question, I mean, no, not. I don't know. I feel like green clay is a little bit different. I grew up playing a lot on green clay, especially being from the South. So I'm super comfortable on that surface. You know, I feel like I've still had pretty decent results on clay in the past, so I don't really think it changed my mind that much of how I can play. Secondly, yeah, I mean, I don't, against who, Coco and Maddie. I mean, I feel like we always have comparisons because we've been top players for a little while now, but I mean, our stories and our journeys and our ages and everything are completely different, so I think it's really hard to kind of compare the three of us. But I think it's just kind of what happens when you have, you know, three Americans that have done really well the last couple of years.
Next question? Yes. Hello, congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm studying that you are performing well in the moments that it really counts more. And is it because of your experience that you tuned up better, or you have maybe a stuff that gives you better information to manipulate this performance better?
Well, I feel like this past week and the last 3 rounds, I've been doing that a lot better. I felt like in Madrid and Rome, I wasn't really doing that well. But it's something that I've wanted to get back to. And I think part of my game is being able to be really good off the baseline and really good on the ground and maybe break down somebody's weakness. And I think, you know, just this week, I've kind of gone back to that, not focus, you know, so much on myself, but what I need to do and what the other or the opponent maybe doesn't like. And I feel like I'm really good at kind of just suffocating people a little bit with that tactic. So I wouldn't say it's anything different. I think I've just, my mindset maybe the past week has kind of been going back to that. And, you know, I think that is one of my strengths maybe compared to other players.
Hi. There are obviously a lot of differences between the two events, but are there remnants of your run in September in New York that can help you here, especially as you get now to the week 2 and the sort of business end of this?
For sure, totally different events. But no, I think I can always draw from my past experiences on what I've learned. You know, one of those things, like I said before, is how to manage the emotions and the expectations over a long 2 weeks. You can get really excited for the next round, but, you know, that can be over quickly, or you can win and go to the next round and it's kind of the same process all over again. So I think I can definitely draw on things that I've learned from there. And like I said, a lot of that is just balancing even the first week, getting through matches. You know, you always want to make it to the second week, but at the same time, you gotta win some tough matches, and I've definitely had that this week already. So, yeah, I try my best to draw on that, but at the same time, it's a new event, a new week, a new city, new opponent every single day, and you kind of just have to be in the present and figure that out first before you can kind of get ahead of yourself.
And separately, there's a lot to be said for staying in your own bubble at these kinds of things, but I'm just curious how much you've paid attention to the American men and the fact that there is a much larger than normal contingent headed into the 4th round here. It's been
Who's in? I don't even know.
So
Francis,
Tommy, and
Ben. Yeah.
It's the biggest group of American men in about 30 years to make it to week 2.
About time. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I saw. I mean, of course, I follow. Tommy and I share a physio, so I'm always keeping up with him and what he's doing. And he's won 2 crazy 5-set matches. But no, it's exciting to see. Obviously, you want to see your fellow countrymen do well on the other side, and I'm always actually keeping up with them, you know, quite a lot. yeah, so I hope they keep it going. Do any of them play each other next, or no? Are they in different sections? And nice, cool. Hope they keep it going. Yeah.
Well done today. You've got a French player next, and I'm curious if you have any adventures of playing French players.
Sorry, I'm checking to see who won. Keep going.
Okay.
It's not over still? Did she break again? No. Boisson won 7-5. That was crazy. I was watching the end of it.
It's like talking to my wife. I talk to her and she just starts looking at her phone. So I'm totally used to it. It's fine. But do you have any adventures with playing a French player here? And does it enter into your mind at all in your preparations, given the sort of atmospheres that can be created? Yeah,
I didn't know who I was playing next. And my coach was like, oh, it's the 2 French girls. And I was like, oh, that'll be interesting. Just to see who wins. And then obviously, yeah, they're going to have some crazy support for them. But I'm pretty good at kind of zoning out, and I've played in some pretty rowdy crowds. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be cool to be a part of that, even though they're not for me. It'll still be fun. And they're going to be going crazy. So that'll be a fun experience. I don't think I've ever played a French player here. So that'll be interesting.
So on a similar note, I'm curious what you make of sort of the general concept of wild cards at slams. And obviously most of them go to the home country. There's the reciprocal programs between the US and Australia and France that trade them around as well. I'm just wondering how much you think about them as a concept, how much value they add. You
already asked me this.
Did I?
Yeah, and I didn't have an answer for you, and I'm sorry, I still don't have an answer for you.
Well, okay,
I thought maybe you thought I'd think about it, but I have not.
Okay. Sorry.
I think I think it was the first day.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry
for not remembering your answer.
No, it's okay. I didn't really have an answer. That's probably why it was not very memorable.
I guess, like, yeah, if you're watching this match between these 2 women who would not have been in the main draw otherwise in the 3rd round, like, what kind of value do you think it adds to an event?
You know, it's tough to say if they're running the event that they can't give it to who they want. Obviously, it provides a really great opportunity for their players, and I've seen a lot of the French girls having some really good results this week. So, and obviously still going, and a chance into the 2nd week, basically, and a chance for, even further. So, I mean, I think it's their tournament. They can do what they want. I don't know. I haven't really given it that much thought, but I'm sure they're very excited for their French players to be doing well and to get the opportunity.
Hi, congratulations. I was just curious whether you saw Ons's tweet yesterday.
No, I didn't. What is it?
It's kind of a moving tribute to women's tennis and an appeal to the tournament, I guess, to treat it the way it deserves to be treated.
Yeah. You mean talking about the sessions? Yeah, I mean, every year it's the same thing. It's never equal. I don't really know what else to say. They don't really seem to care that or want to do anything different about it. So, I mean, I agree with her. I mean, it should be more fair. We are an event that is supposed to be equal. The slam it's supposed to be equal. So why not give us some more chances to be? But it feels like just hitting my head against the wall, because I feel like we've been talking about this for like 2, 3, 4, probably forever, to be honest, because it's never been equal. So I'm happy that she's able to speak up, and obviously she's always been really good at wanting everything to be equal and fighting for not just where she's from, but also for women in general. So yeah, I'm with her, and I think again we've proven that we deserve the same amount of opportunity, and yeah.
You sound quite sort of. Do you feel powerless about it? You and sort of the collective of players.
I don't feel powerless. I just feel like they don't listen. So I don't know. Well, you can keep saying it. It seems like that's what just keeps happening. But if they don't really want to respond, then or like do anything about it, then there's nothing. I mean, we can keep talking about it, and maybe that will eventually change it. But no, I don't think I feel powerless. It's just it is what it is until they want to make a change.
Hi, Jessica, congratulations. We talked about American men tennis just before, but you have 15 American women in the top 100. How much can you feel the kind of emulation, in US tennis?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. It's a 15. I didn't know the exact number, but 15 is a crazy number. I mean, we're a big country, and I think we have so much depth, and we've had a lot of inspiration from girls like Serena and Venus that have inspired, I feel like, so many generations of players because they played for so long, and they're still such icons. So, I mean, I think maybe that's why we have, I feel like, really strong generations of tennis. And, you know, seeing girls like myself, Maddie, Coco do well, I hope we're just still kind of inspiring, you know, even the younger girls that are coming up. But, I mean, I think it's really cool. I love that there's a bunch of us. I think we all push each other and always want the best for one another and want to win. And I think we have a really nice, you know, camaraderie around us where we all know each other. I mean, you practice a lot together, see, you know, especially on the road or hang out and stuff like that. And I think that's really nice because, yeah, I think in that sense, we're really, you know, supportive, but also pushing each other in the same sense. And I think that's why we've had a lot of success.
I was analyzing that you are like the quiet warrior that can beat everyone in every tournament, and that you go to the metro and have a run into the city. It's something different. What round you would say, no, it's better not to go in metro because the people would recognize me, and otherwise, don't you feel it would be nice that they recognize you a little bit more?
I like not being recognized. I wouldn't want that, the other side of it. But no, thank you for all the nice comments. But yeah, I don't know, it's just something fun that I decided to do. No one really, maybe not as much here. I mean, if I was maybe in New York or like somewhere else, it kind of depends on where I get recognized. It varies from different countries, sometimes more than others, and I'm like surprised, and sometimes, you know, here they didn't at all. So I don't know why that is, but I don't mind. I think it's better. I can be like under the radar.
Just to go back to clay, can you explain briefly how different it is to play on green clay and red clay for you in terms of game?
Yeah, it's definitely a little different. I feel like the green clay back in the States, more or less now, is pretty fast. So it's a little more slick, slippery. It's a little more like grainy. So you kind of feel, it's almost like tiny little rocks, kind of. So it's a little more slick. Whereas here it's more like a powder. And I think the balls kind of maybe get a little heavier on the red clay, depending on the weather, but they kind of pick up the clay a little bit more, whereas the green clay, it kind of falls off the tennis ball maybe a little bit. So they're just like little differences, but I do think it's slightly different. Also, like the climates are much different when you're playing over here than when you're playing in the US, and all that stuff. It's not like it's anything crazy. It's just, you know, where you're used to playing and growing up feels a little bit different than maybe how you would play here on the red clay. So yeah, those are just a few of the things. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.